Hello, I'm Chiranjeev Sengupta, and you're here with me at the Energy Connect studio at ADIPEC 2025. My guest today is Jon Rawding, the CEO of Euromechanical. John, thank you so much for joining us at the Energy Connect studio.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a privilege to be here.
So to start off, Euromechanical's own progress mirrors the kind of dynamic progress we see in the UAE. Talk to us more about that journey and how do you see that reflecting in building local capabilities and national talent?
I think, as you say, the UAE journey has been amazing over the last few decades. Euromechanical's been around since 1976, so we're going to be 50 next year. And we're here really to contribute to the growth of Abu Dhabi and the UAE in general. And we're really seeing the transformation of the UAE take place, certainly in maybe the last 10 years. And I joined Euromechanical in 2018. And in those last nearly 8 years now, it's been a transformation from where it was to where it is today. And we're contributing maybe around about 3 times as much as we were then. And so that's been a tremendous journey in itself.
That's a major journey by itself, like you said. And going back to your legacy since 1976, you're almost about to complete 50 years next year. As a 100% Emirati-owned company, how do you see that legacy building up and how have you sustained that legacy of reliability and partnership?
Yeah, I think that, look, the previous general manager before I arrived had been there for 33 years. The previous financial controller had been there for 42 years. And we've seen the company has always been based on operational excellence. And I think that's what really matters in this part of the world. There's that, and of course, the relationship is built over generations. And I think that our leadership and our ownership, because we're 100% Emirati-owned, we think in the same way that the leaders of the UAE think. So we think in generational terms. So how can Euromechanical be a better version of itself for the next generation? And I think that as we build those relationships throughout that time, those relationships coupled with the operational excellence, coupled with the blending of the Emirati ownership and the Western leadership now, or the international leadership experience, it blends it all together to allow us to contribute and be part of that journey.
You mentioned operational excellence, and that's one of the cornerstones of your success at Euromechanical. Talk to us more about that.
Absolutely. I think that, to be fair, I inherited the operational excellence and I'm the custodian of it now. But my predecessor was focused purely on operational excellence. Everything would have to be perfect. And that over years, of course, builds over time. And the reputation and the brand of Euromechanical is being built on operational excellence. We do what we say we're going to do. It's as simple as that. And I think with operational excellence, or as you say, doing what we say we're going to do, it builds trust. And relationships are built on trust. And so when people come to Euromechanical, they trust that we're going to do what we say we're going to do. If we can't do it, we'll also say we can't do it as well. And I think that's the key because when you're in a generational business environment, the previous generation remembers you. And the oil and gas sector is like that anyway. People do not forget. And so we know that we're only judged on our last operation. And so that is why we focus so much on that part of the business.
Now, the other part, John, and you have described this as, Euromechanical building people as much as projects. Talk to us about that and how that reflects in across your various business pillars.
All right, so I think that's more what I brought into Euromechanical. One of my skill sets is personal growth. And so I continue to grow myself. I'm a learner. I continue to develop myself. I want to be the best version of myself. But I also want every employee that joins Euromechanical, anybody that's part of Euromechanical, to be a better version of themselves by the time they leave Euromechanical, whether that's 1 month, whether that's 40 years. Because if we're all on our personal growth journey, guess what? We all contribute and we become better together and Euromechanical becomes better, which means, again, we can contribute more. So the culture of Euromechanical is very much an ownership. You take ownership of your own growth. But my commitment to the employees is that we'll create a space for you to grow. And we'll empower you to continue to grow as an individual, however people want to grow. And I'm on my different journey as you're on your different journey.
Absolutely. And looking forward to how you align with not just Vision 2030 here in the UAE, but also as you complete 50 years, the next 50 years?
Yeah, again, we're going to be here. We're based in, it's a family-owned business by the Al Shwedi family. It's not going anywhere as a business. We'll be here in the next 50 years when I hand over that custodianship to somebody else. I think what we're looking at the moment is that we're privileged to live in Abu Dhabi. We're privileged to be part of the Abu Dhabi story, and the Abu Dhabi story is amazing in itself. And we talked about ADIPEC before we started. But as we look at that, we'll continue to grow in the areas that we're growing in. But as we listen to the Abu Dhabi story and we listen to the ADNOC story, of course, they're ultimately on a transition. While we continue to grow additional production, while we continue to become gas independent, there's also other areas that we're diversifying into. And we'll look at whichever technologies we can to do that. But also our own vision is to continue to evolve and grow and learn and contribute more from what we're not doing today, to be honest with you. Continue to grow what we're doing today, but also add in additional services and wherever we can bring value into the UAE in other areas. Up to a target of up to 30% of what we're not doing today will be from new products and services as things evolve so quickly.
Wish you continued success with all that. Jon, thank you so much for coming down to the Energy Connect studio.
Thank you very much for inviting me again. Have a great ADIPEC.
That was Jon Rawding, the CEO of Euromechanical. And you can get more conversations like this at energyconnects.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. And I'll see you soon on another Energy Connects discussion.